Nowadays, there are enough knowledge seekers to be able to teach, to share, and in the coming time, will teach immensely. That the gathering of the knowledge will speed up the process of everything else to make life as comfortable as possible on this planet. But in that process, nothing is granted. You can't take the beauty and the peace for granted. You have to work at it. You have to develop it. You have to make sure that in every dimension of the creation is paramount. That there is no conflict, be it in the interaction of the fields or be it in what we call the process of the understanding of the totality. What will come to most of you to understand is that a lot of you have not understood the power, the strength, and the essence of the creation of your own physicality. A lot of you talk about it so casually. That is one of the biggest fear I have. Soon you're gonna miss the train. You're so attracted to the big that what is the creation of itself, you miss. In most of my teachings, very, very casually, you refer to it and you walk away from it without understanding it, without, in a way, comprehend what it can do for you, what it can do to you. It's become something that it's the habit of mankind looking for the big thing, that tiny thing, which is the essence of the whole big thing, has been overlooked. What is important in most of the work you do, many of you, majority of you speak about it and walk away from it because to you is something belongs to planet Zeus, nothing to do with me. But from now on, if you are in a path to elevate your soul, you have to, you have no choice. It's part of what you have ignored. In the essence of his creation is the soul of the man. And none of you understood. None of you have come to comprehend his potential and his power. If you look in all the processes, you always made the gas. And in all the processes, you made the salt water. But what you have not understood, you ignored this guy, what we call it, amino acid. Be it the CO2, be it whatever. But what is the amino acid? Is the essence of creation of you. And how can your soul memorize what was here that you actually forgot we were teaching here? Many of you, when we ask and we talk about the soul of the man, or element, blah, 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 you don't go to the periodic table, and I just laugh. I said, these people are missing it. Your amino acid is the beginning of the soul of the man, and how so many of you have ignored it. You mix the zinc and the copper and blah, 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 blah. That should be the soul of the man. But the soul of the man sits here. It's already established in the hand of the man. It's a living thing. It's the plasma of the creation which has created you. You got to understand You were too busy to see big amount of ganses, and you missed the little boy who can show you the way out. Many of you have developed technologies and mixed everything else, and is this the soul of the man? Is it my soul? And I say, my sorrow, they don't understand. And I promise you, 99% of you from tomorrow only work on this one, because you want to get to your soul. But understand how you do it. Understand what is the reason of it. Now that you have become peaceful creatures, we can show you peaceful ways of the truth about the knowledge. Then you need gans of CO2. Do you need gans water, plasma water upset? And I play the game because this is what you want to be. And we had to keep you busy till we achieve our peace goal. Now, as I said, through the understanding of the these and his rays, I'll take you to see your creator. Many of you have not understood, and many of you, you're so busy copying that never could understand. I'm not after anything, but I'm after the development of the soul of the man, and the basic block of the soul of the man sits on top of your gas waters. And you have all ignored it. Because the illusion of a maglev system or a flight was much bigger than understanding the flight of the soul of the man. You keep on saying, our body is made of DNA, and the DNA in essence is the amino acid. And if we have a DNA, we must have a soul, which is creating it. And you keep on missing what's on top of your box. Now, would you like me to show you what it can do? Would you like to go dimension of the flight of the soul of the man? Or would you like to go dimension of the flight of UFO of the man? Now you understand. Now you come to comprehend. I could have told this 10 years ago. But as I said, when we see the peace, establishment, first steps of peace, we will give the man this freedom. It's not a carrot on stick. It's a path to the Creator. Because the field which has created this itself is a plasma, and in strength, in essence, as ray to what has created life, which is the Creator. Now make ganses, but understand what you make. And when you do not get baffled by what we put in there as a magician to distract you, not to see the reality of the magic. Some of our doctors very recently, past year, have started playing with it, but they don't understand it really. But we amino acid into it. But as they're so physical, they could not take that next step. The next step that they could go through the full amino acid, that is plasma creation, to create the balanced soul of the man and the creator. But you will not achieve this till your soul is sincere in the direction of the creator. Just because you have a car doesn't mean you can drive. Then you know how we sit in every meeting of the world leaders. We sit with their souls, and the physicality work goes through CNN. We dictate the news. Anything he says and it happens. But in that process, we had to push mankind to the limit that in totality stops the process. And in this process, in so many ways, we still eat tomorrow, we teach the day after, we still take our travels, and we still find a path of being sick because we haven't learned that the process of life is the simplicity to find a path of the Creator. And now mankind for the first time has been shown the path. In the vocabulary of man, there is no word of hope, because man was never aware of my existence. Call you God, call you Creator, but they don't understand the totality of the being as one. In the coming time, we still so build the factories to keep mankind busy. We still will sell shares in the stock exchange of America before it falls to pieces by shaking of his own self to the ground. We still develop systems and technologies that mankind can stand volcanic eruptions from the shaking of the knees of this planet. But at the end, the whole universe has the volcanic eruptions of its fields. The whole universe has its shaking. But mankind, due to his lack of knowledge, has never understood. Now you understand. The only thing is, on the way, the path to your Creator, be careful you do not shake. And in that path, you cannot steal from oneself first. You cannot steal from yourself joy. You cannot steal from yourself happiness. You cannot steal from yourself justice. And you cannot steal from yourself understanding that the most paramount, most important things for man, as the soul of the man, is to reach the soul of the Creator. And in this process of teaching over years, I have taught you everything.